Do we want to do the trailer for one?
Okay.
The trailer for 1.3 just dropped. But what's in it? Well, I'm Tuner.
And I'm tired. Let's watch the thing.
Yay.
We're both pretty tired boys today.
Hi there, traveler. Oh, you look like something's on your mind. Did something happen? Perhaps you can tell me about it, and maybe I
like
can
I'm
do
playing a
something to
dating
make
sim.
you feel better.
I am uncomfortable.
I'm a little embarrassed. Just seeing me is enough? Well, if you really feel that way, then I'm truly happy.
Oh no.
Is this
You
a
want to
visual
know
novel?
what to do when you're feeling down?
Stop leading so close. Oh no.
100 spicy dried fish. You give me 100 spicy dried fish, and make me a promise that you won't tell anyone. If you do that for me, then I'll share my idol's secret with you.
Stop breathing so heavily.
Whenever I get sad, it's this journal that pushes me to continue on. Huh? It's no ordinary journal. It carries all the compliments and hopes that everyone has for me. Of course, it has
There must be
criticisms
so much
too.
hentai based off
All
of this
of it.
premise by
It's a
now.
reason to endure.
No, listen. So, she's like what is that? 30 Rock. What's your secret? You don't want to know my secret, sir?
That's
Every morning?
That's Magic Guide 3-star.
Barbara is
No one
as
even
sweet
uses
as
it
10
technically.
glasses.
Every morning I wake up and I tell
Really
myself
now?
everything's gonna
Just
be
where do
all
people
right.
come up with such heartwarming
But the truth is, I'm lying.
You want to write in my journal too? Oh, hey! Don't tease me like that! And remember, you did make me a promise that you would keep this a secret. If you wanted to come talk with me again soon, well then, maybe I can note down your remarks too.
Dude, imagine the people who stayed up until 4
Visual
a.m.
novel out when?
Imagine the people that stayed up until 4 a.m. to watch this, and this is the first thing they see.
I'm sure you and I will meet again sometime soon. I'll ever so eagerly await that day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so Genshin visual novel win.
I mean, I'd play it.
Hello and welcome to the
If there was
official
Jean.
Genshin Impact version
Lol.
1.3 special program. I'm your host, Karina Betker, aka the voice of Paimon. And once again, I'm joined by...
Greetings, everyone. I'm your host, Zach Aguilar, and I'm the voice of the male traveler, Ether.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
Wait, is it
excited.
Ether or
I have
Aether?
3
Yeah,
lines.
we definitely
Is it
had a
Ether
great
or
time in the
Aether?
last special program.
I thought it was
Not sure.
Our
Aether.
New Year's wish came true, Zach, and they
You said Ether,
actually
though,
invited
so,
us
meh.
back to
True.
do another version preview. Yes! But this time, we have another special host joining us. Let's welcome Jennifer Losi!
Hi everyone, I'm Jen Losi, and
J-Lo.
I voice Ganyu, Secretary at the Yua High Pavilion. I'm really excited to join you both for the special program.
Welcome, Jen. Great to have you join us. You sound almost as excited as Ganyu working overtime.
What can I say? I'm just super pumped to do some version 1.3 previews. This is gonna be awesome.
All right, so before we get this thing rolling, let's take a moment again to thank our viewers for joining us today and for their amazing support of Genshin Impact.
Thanks, everyone. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Guys, it honestly feels like version 1.2 just came out yesterday. I mean, I can't believe it's already time for 1.3.
I know, right? Time flies when you're farming dragon spine.
Shut up, Paimon. You're not
So
helping
tell
my
us,
work
Karina,
stress.
how have you liked version 1.2 so far? Have you died in the cold yet?
Oh, I died a lot. Sheer cold was like, take no prisoners, you're gonna die, because I forgot it existed so many times. So that was my fault. But I honestly loved the mechanic. It was a really fun thing to like figure out, oh gosh, I'm freezing. How am I gonna get to warmth? Anyway, version 1.3 is already on the way, which is exactly why we're here today.
Absolutely. So why don't we do a quick overview of the content coming our way in version 1.3?
Well, that sounds like the right place to start. All right, Jen, you're up. What can the travelers expect in this update?
Okay, I got this. In version 1.3, travelers will be participating in one of Liyue Harbor's traditional festivals, the Lantern Rite. We'll also be getting a brand new playable character, lots of special events, as well as some all-new challenges. And as always, there'll be some nifty updates and optimizations to Genshin Impact's overall gameplay experience.
Oh my gosh, the Lantern Rite, it sounds so magical.
Yeah, I'm especially excited about the Lantern Rite, and I'll have a lot more to share on that later.
Yep, and given that this is an annual festival, it'll be another whole year before it comes around again.
A whole year? Oh my gosh, okay, so now I have to put it in my calendar so I make sure I don't miss it. And you shouldn't miss this either, travelers.
Also, Zhongli will be seeing some adjustments in the version 1.3 update as well.
Ooh, definitely good news for all our Zhongli players out there.
Okay, good, great. Thank you for the overview, Jen.
Oh,
okay,
boy.
now let's start with a new trailer for the Genshin Impact version 1.3, shall we?
Oh, but wait a minute. Aren't we forgetting something again?
Oh my gosh, yes! The prizes! Okay, as most of you probably expect, we will be giving away redeemable codes for our viewers throughout the stream, so stay tuned for those. You never know when they'll appear.
Or you can just sit back and have your friends message you when the redeemable codes show up.
But that's no
Yo,
fun,
this guy knows
Zach.
what's up.
We want to watch it all together. And remember,
Adventuring is about companionship.
that's right. So you better adventure with me, Zach. I'm telling you. Okay, so to kick things off,
Wait, if
why
adventuring's
don't
about
we just give
companionship,
away our
why the
first
fuck
code
can't we
right
pick
now?
up chests
Wait,
in multiplayer?
really? Before we even watch the trailer?
Yep, surprise! What's better than starting things off with some Primo Gems?
Nothing is better than free Primo Gems. Sounds good to me.
All right, guys. Time to message your buddies. Goodies inbound in 3, 2, 1.
Primo Gems!
I'll do it later.
Yeah, I'll do it later.
Although I want those enhanced with almost more than the primos, honestly.
True. I don't know if you can look at this stream real quick. I'm drawing faces on the characters.
Nice. I have to glance over occasionally because the artifacting's really bad on the Discord stream, but it's whatever. So I glance over occasionally.
Oh my god,
See
this
when they clear and
is
stuff.
really loud. Why did they make it this loud? Skip, skip, skip.
I bet
Yeah,
even
guess-
Mona didn't see that coming.
So be sure to stick around. So finally, it's now
missed a
time for our
joke.
first look at the official trailer
Okay,
for Genshin
fine.
Impact
Sorry, we missed a
version
joke. We missed a joke.
I hope everybody got that, because that was unexpectedly early. I bet even Mona didn't see that coming.
So be sure to stick around. So finally, it's now time for our
Because she's
first
an
look at the
astrologist.
official trailer for Genshin Impact version 1.3. All that glitters.
Let's go.
Aw.
Wow, such a beautiful lantern. How is it
Sorry,
made?
thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you for the 5 for the fancy mustache.
Wow, so many stalls.
That'll actually be really pretty.
Come, try your hand at Theater Mechanicus.
I just realized I should be recording the fucking Twitch chat.
Yeah, yeah.
There seems to be something.
It'll actually be really pretty. I mean, this game's engine is really good.
If you're able
Yeah,
to,
So
it is.
it'll be really pretty.
could you try to convince Xiao to go with you?
He's such a loner.
He's a cutie.
Their voices. I can always hear them.
I mean, yeah, he is
If
definitely
you
a
cannot
cutie.
bring yourself to kill,
He's so
speak my name.
pretty.
Evil
He's so
conquering.
pretty and
Do
edgy.
not judge
Oh,
a
look at
death
him with
die
his
by your
little,
mortal
with his
ideals.
little demon mask. Oh,
Cry.
oh, Sasuke. He is actually gonna be a fun character to math out though, because selfish units are interesting.
I wish there was I wish the music wasn't so dynamic.
Yeah.
I have to constantly
it's not
keep turning.
well-leveled.
Yeah, I have to constantly turn up and down the stream. Ooh, Jade Sword.
Jade Sword.
Jade
On
Sword.
Jingcho? That's an interesting choice.
Oh wait, that's the what the hold up.
That's an interesting spear. And that's an interesting enemy.
That's neat looking though.
New 5-star weapons.
Dude, I really like that. Really like that guy. Oh wait, shit, it's a Latreon.
Oh boy. New weekly boss fight. Oh, that glitters. 2/3.
I'm pretty sure it's 2-3, like February 3rd.
It's part 2 out of 3, right?
Paimon will help you
Right?
find her, and we'll spend the next lantern right together.
I hate that apparently the actual canon main character is the male MC. Sag. Sag.
Sag. Theater mechanics.
Wait, what?
Choose one of the above characters.
Wait, do you just get a free character?
Jitong seems to be puzzling over a seemingly faulty chimera, blah 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 blah.
Do you want to pause? Like, let me know.
So these are neat little events sort of stuff that's gonna be happening. New camera, Pokemon Snap sort of thing.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna take a look at this real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
So you just
God, the
get
artifact
one
is
of these
so
for
bad on
free?
Discord stream. Choose one of the above characters. That's a good question.
I mean, I guess for me and my own personal issues, I think the only one that I don't have C6 would be Chong.
I don't have a C6 Beidou. I have a C5, but I've only activated her up to C3. But everyone else, I got C6 or don't want to activate their C6. Like, I haven't activated my Jingcho C6 because I feel like it biases testing too much because of the additional energy gen he gains. So I prefer to run him without it, so I can really get a better feel for teams.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, honestly, out of all of these, if you don't have a Jingcho, he's obviously the highest priority pick. After that, I'd probably say it's between Ning or Beidou, depending on what you want to run. Ning is probably the more universally useful character, but people like Beidou. She's fun. And she has a high ceiling. It's just hard to tap into it. It's very team comp dependent whether she can.
I guess it will also another thing would where are your Shangling's cons at? Because if you could get to C4 Shangling, I mean I'd pick that over.
C4 is pretty good.
Pyronados, that's the 40% extra duration.
Yeah, but I was seeing some testing on it. It's only like 2 extra hits, which is still nice. But more than anything, C4 is really nice if you're running a Ganyu Melt setup.
Yeah.
Because longer duration on Jungling's ult just means you get an extra 1 or 2 charge shots melted, which is nice.
Chongyun's only really good if you're doing like perma-freeze
So I've been
comps
discussing
or like
with some like other theory crafters and shit. Like Chongyun, like you said, he's pretty much like for melee freeze comps or has strong synergy with Bennett, but he's also somewhat valued at like whale levels because when you're already well past DPS checks, he can bring a lot of utility to the table. Through like his constellations, through like his cryo resistant shred, through his cooldown reduction, all that kind of stuff. Like he provides some interesting utility if you have units that are so obscenely powerful you don't care about DPS checks anymore. Similar to like how really strongly was like, you know?
Yeah.
He provides some useful utility if you don't care about damage anymore. But his damage is markedly one of the worst in the game.
Yeah, I'd say the least important one's probably Jinyan.
100%. I love my Jinyan. I also recognize she's only good because I have C2.
Yeah.
And even then, she's still not that good.
Yeah.
Like, I will say, if you already have all the characters and none of these will bring you to an important constellation and it will bring you to a C2 Jinyan, then might be an option because C2 is a huge power spike for Jinyan.
Yeah, but C2 Xingqiu is shred.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If like you have like a C0, everyone else's C1s are kind of meh. So like very niche option, but C2 Jinyan is nice. And like C1 Ning is for mining, C1 Beidou is I don't remember what C1 does. It's not very useful though. C2 is really good on Beidou though. Jingxiu C1 is his only bad one, really. Chongyun C1 is only for carry Chong, and as we've covered, that's not particularly strong, but it is good. But it is basically mandatory if you want to run a Cherry Kong that's not gonna be dropping too much damage. C1. Which one was C1 for Xiangling again? I don't even remember.
It's Goober range.
Oh, it's Gooba Rage? That's not bad, actually.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, that range is already abysmal with
C2
the range
Chong
increase.
worth getting? Depends. Are you good at cooldown management? Because the thing is, yes, lower cooldowns across the board to your team is good, but most players already waste team cooldowns. Like, you're already not doing your abilities off cooldown. You're like a half a second, 2 seconds late on your cooldown. So wasting 15% more doesn't help you. But if you have really clean rotations, it can be good, yes.
Oh, no, C1, apparently C1 is Pyro Res Shred.
Oh, C1 the Res Shred?
For Xiangling?
Yeah, that is good.
I thought it was the range.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, either way, that's good. But
is Chong good for the Luke? Chong's gonna go for the Luke if you're not very good at playing the Luke.
We've already explained that 100 times.
Yeah.
Someone else can chat can explain to him.
Let's see. So we can take photos.
Okay, this one.
So there's gonna be the new enemies are like older Geo Bishops because we have only fought the hatchling so far.
Right.
And then we're going to be getting multiplied rewards on ley lines 3 times a day.
So, I mean, a lot of people probably weren't doing ley lines, so...
I mean, I never have enough more. But yeah, that's nice.
That'd be nice, yeah.
It's a 2x bonus.
Yeah.
3 times a day, huh?
And apparently you're getting double friendship rewards? Because usually you get 15.
Yeah.
Huh. So wait, what if you use a condensed resin? Do you get 4 times? Or is it?
Probably. Maybe. I don't know. That's actually a really good question. Does it double a condensed, or is it only an extra, like... Does it only make it a 3 times with condensed?
Can't use condensed. Okay, so it's a free condensed.
That was amazing. Liyue Harbor is already so beautiful at night, but
interesting.
The Lantern Rite is extra special, right? I can't get over how magical it all is. I mean, just look at all those lanterns and lights. That's a lot of hard work for everybody in the city and the development team. I've got to hand it to them for making the festive scenery this stunning.
Yeah, it looks like the Lantern Rite will be taking center stage as the main event for version 1.3.
And judging from the trailer, it seems our old friend Xiao, Conqueror of Demons, is going to play an important role in version 1.3.
Conqueror of Demons.
What a title.
Yup. In fact, travelers will be following Xiao through his very own story quest at the beginning of the Lantern Rite event. Throughout the event period, travelers as low as adventure rank 23 can unlock Xiao's story quest without even using a story key.
Adventure rank 23? Man, that practically takes me back to when I first arrived at Liyue Harbor.
So what about after the Lantern Rite? Will the unlock conditions change for Xiao's story quest?
Unfortunately, once the Lantern Rite is over, travelers will need to be adventure rank 32 to unlock his story quest, and they will also need to use a story key.
So it sounds like travelers should take advantage of the Lantern Rite and enjoy the story quest sooner rather than later.
Exactly.
So, from the looks of things, I'm guessing our new character for version 1.3 is going to be Xiao?
Ding, ding, ding! And speaking of which, let's have a first look at Xiao's character trailer together. Zach, I will let you take care of his introduction.
I'm pretty sure this might be the traveler's usual response for requests, but leave it to me.
Is it Xiao?
Yeah.
Or Xiao?
Xiao.
Okay. Xiao.
Yeah. The X sound is like between like a s and a sh and a ch, I guess.
Xiao.
It's hard to explain it's hard to explain how to make the X sounds in Chinese.
Xiao.
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 Yeah. I'll try. I love it. He's a dragoon.
Okay, rewind real quick. There's a few things I want to point out about this trailer because they're normally pretty consistent with this. So real quick.
Response for requests.
Yeah,
but
where the fight
leave
starts,
it to me.
basically. Pause after he hits things with his dash, his E. Like after he hits things with his dash. Oh, neat. Charge attack. Okay. So real quick. You can see he doesn't have his mask on, right? So his ult's not active, but he gets particles from dashing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll move forward to when he's in his ult. So he pops his ult, right, which is the mask thing. Alright. Notice how he dashed there? And he dashed there? No particles. So this is in line with what we know about him from beta, and it seems like they chose not to change it, which is that just like Razor, he's very selfish. So his E during his ult does not generate particles. Presumably, we don't know for certain from the trailer, but if it's in line with, you know, the original pre-launch beta stuff that MiHoYo says it's okay to discuss and whatnot, his ult is likely also a selfish ult like Razor's, meaning you can't switch off of him without removing his ult. If this is the case, then a thing I want anyone who is in chat or anyone who is watching watching this VOD on YouTube later to keep in mind is that because Xiao is supposed to be a hyper selfish 5-star with very high damage ceiling, his personal damage numbers are going to be incredibly impressive. They should be. Like, by design of his kit, he should probably be the strongest when I'm on field, I do the most damage in the game unit. And I'm calling it. And I'm calling it right now. When Xiao comes out, every content creator who doesn't understand how team comps, team damage, all of these kinds of things, why selfishness is an issue, will be saying Xiao changes everything, new busted character, better than Venti, etc., right? And in a solo context, this may end up being true. He may be the individual strongest hyper carry unit in the game, assuming that, you know, with assumptions, of course, but based on the fact that he's selfish like this, he's a 5-star, he's a Nemo type, so he has to have higher base damage to compensate for lack of reactions and whatnot. And with what we understand about how his ult worked from the pre-launch beta, however, he's hyper selfish. So even if he's insane, his teams are going to suffer because of his selfishness. That's part of the issue with Razor, and why in the late game, when you have full invested teams and whatnot, Razor starts to fall behind more and more behind Kaching, because Razor's selfish. And when I say selfish, I don't mean Klee selfish, where Klee has to, like, you know, take field time for her ult and not switch off, because Klee can still make energy and particles for a teammate. In fact, her Ascension 4 makes energy for teammates with a charge attacks critting. Or with a spark attacks critting, or whatever the mechanic is. And so, like, the part of the reason Razor falls behind is because not only is he potentially wasting team cooldowns that could be dealing burst chunks of damage or enabling, because he can't switch off, but more importantly, he doesn't generate energy with his E during his ult. Razor doesn't make particles, so his team suffers for that.
Right. So
Xiao's
it's a lot like Noelle, where you have a Noelle carry.
Yeah.
Her teams suffer because she's not generating energy to the team's pool of energy. So people have to...
I also saw... Yeah, sorry, go ahead, yeah.
I was going to say, so, you know, it's... In late game swap comps, sometimes you don't even absorb energy on the character that you're on just because so much energy is created.
Yeah, it's not worth the field time.
Right, it's not worth the field time. Whereas, like, but with a Noelle team, if you want somebody to have an ult, you kind of have to absorb on them. Like, if I want my Kaya to have his ult ready, I need to absorb on
unless
Kaya.
You build more ER, which, you know.
Or, yeah, unless I compensate for damage, lose damage by building more ER.
It's why, like, pure swap comps tend to run, like, 160 to 180 ER per person minimum as, like, a baseline, just because, like, that allows them to not have to take the field time, so you can keep rotating cooldowns more efficiently. But so, like, that's just the thing I want everyone to keep in mind, right, with Xiao, is that when he comes out, I'm already calling it, every content creator, every streamer and whatnot is going to be like, oh my god, he's so busted. This guy is insane. Pull for him. And he should be, by his design, the strongest solo unit when he's on field. But his teams are going to suffer, and that's the thing to keep in mind. I'm not saying Xiao is going to be bad or anything. Just keep in mind that the solo when you're running a, like... there's a joke I've been making that with a character as selfish as Xiao, people are going to be doing like solo clears of Abyss with him, like 9 stars, and everyone's going to be like, oh my god, look how powerful he is. He can solo clear 9 stars so easily. not realizing that most Xiao teams are probably going to basically be Xiao solos anyway.
Right.
And like, if Xiao is as selfish as we think he is, and he does function similar to Razor, but unlike Razor, he's gonna have such a high personal damage to make up for it, then we're going to have this really interesting thing. We're going to have to do a lot of testing, calculations, and everything to figure out with Xiao, which is, what is better? Do you make his ults hit harder by running transferable damage with his ults and, you know, stacking up a bunch of ults with his ult to make his ult hit harder? Or do you run more batteries and run more Anemo units in your team so he gets another ult faster? Which is better? And that's an interesting question. We're going to have to put a lot of time and testing and whatnot into figuring out which one is markedly better, if they even are markedly better, or they're just different play styles.
What I assume
like,
I'm going to do.
Yeah.
What I assume that the team I'm going to try to run initially.
Like, Quad Anemo might not be a meme. We don't know yet.
The team I want to run initially is going to be Jean, Xiao, and Official. Because assuming that his attacks are swirling, he should do something similar to that Sucrose comp, where he's making the A4s happen, which is going to generate more energy for him during his ult. Which is
A4s don't generate energy on swirl reactions.
They don't generate. Oh shit!
No.
Okay.
It's only on like superconducts and overloads and shit like that.
Well, then I was also thinking about putting him with Xingqiu. Is what I was thinking for the whole comp.
So yeah, and Xingqiu could line up better because Xingqiu with enough ER on a sack sword is able to self-fund his ult, and his cooldowns are 20 seconds anyway, and there's no way Xiao's cooldown's longer than 20 seconds. We don't know what it is, but unless they break, you know, current design philosophies, he's not going to have more than a 20-second cooldown on his ult. So Xingqiu may work nicely there in terms of having his ult up every time, but he's not going to be doing anything for Xiao. And like, the question we're going to come into is if Xiao is individually powerful enough, right? Like, if he is truly this hyper carry, when I'm on field my ult, I murder everything better than anything else can. The question goes, okay, so do I run like Xingqiu and Fischl with him to like have stronger ults? Or do I just run like 2 to 3 Anemo supports just so his ult comes back quicker?
Right.
Because the question is which one is more worth it, and that's something we'll have to do a lot of testing and a lot of team damage calculations. That's why I was saying Xiao seems really interesting to me, and he's gonna be a really interesting character to like test the math out, because his selfishness makes his team damage questions and how you how you compromise for his selfishness and his fallbacks a very interesting puzzle to fix to solve, right? Like,
no, I would. God, that'd suck if it was like, yeah, just run quad Anemo, because you just swap to everybody, pop their E's real quick, and then swap back to Xiao, and Xiao should have his ult up, and then you just do that, and then keep rotating.
Yeah,
that'd
and
be
like
a little boring.
I want to be clear that there is a difference between a unit being good when choosing to be selfish, or as selfish as possible, like Ganyu or Keqing or Diluc, and a unit being actually selfish. Because like Ganyu, like we just said in the most recent video, Ganyu likes to be selfish. The more charge attack she can pump out with her insane charge attack DPS, the better, generally speaking, as long as you're not wasting important cooldowns and rotations on your supports, right? But she doesn't have to be. If you have a Kaya or a Jean with a Ganyu, you can still switch off of her every 6 seconds to pop their abilities, to generate their ults, to generate your teammates' ults, and to do that big burst of like, I'm on field for 1 second and do a giant chunk of damage rotations, right?
Right.
Razor and Klee, and probably also Xiao, can't do this. But also but like Klee is selfish because she doesn't want to swap off because of her ults, you know, disappearing. But like, I would say that Razor and Xiao, based on this footage, are going to be hyper selfish because they can't generate any energy. So if we assume, I don't know, maybe let's say the duration is 10 seconds or 15 seconds. For that 10 or 15 seconds that you choose to stay on Xiao, the only energy your teammates are getting are either if you have a Fischl turret or an Alfredo turret, or from enemies losing health and getting particles that way. Xiao literally isn't making particles for his team during those 10 to 15 seconds, which is a massive energy deficit for your team. So even if you build ER to compensate for that, and you run a Fischl to help have some energy gen at least during that period of time and whatnot, you're still sacrificing your team's damage output because of these energy issues that Xiao is creating for his team.
Well, you know, I mean, if you ran something like Jean with a Fab sword, Xingqiu with a sack sword. Xingqiu with a sack sword self-funds himself. Jean with a Fav sword is going to create energy for not only Xiao but also for everybody else. And then you run like, I don't know, Shang Ling with a Fav lance, or like Zhang Li with a Fav lance or something like that. You probably want to have like 2 Fav weapons, I think, on that team.
Yeah, and like the thing you have to keep in mind too, guys, of Fav and sack weapons only proc when the unit is on the field. So Fischl having a Fav bow doesn't work unless a crit from Fischl's Oz or herself happens while Fish is still on field. Like Fish as a turret when Xiao or anyone else is on field does not trigger Fav lance even with crits. Or Fav bow, sorry, even with crits. Same with sack bow. That's why, and like the other issue is like what Tune is describing would be a comp where you're kind of going for biggest damage Xiao ults, right? Like you're layering transferable damage, making sure that the transferable damage is up when Xiao is ulting.
Right.
But then the question is, how the hell does Xiao get his ult back up?
Right.
Like, do you save your E's for only after you're ulting so you can gen some energy for yourself? Because, like, Jean is a good energy generator. Jean and Venti are both good energy generators, but that's because of frequency, not because of, like, dump of particles, right? Like, the reason why Venti is a good energy generator with his E is because he can get 3 particles every 6 seconds, but you can't swap to him every 6 seconds with Xiao up.
Right.
So instead, what ends up happening is Xiao comes out of ult, you switch to Jean and Venti, you get 2 or 3 particles, and you have to wait another 6 seconds to get another 2 or 3, and you're not getting like a burst dump because you can't do that consistent energy gen they normally deal. That's why I do want to test like a sack fragments sucrose with Xiao, because sack frag sucrose can dump 8 particles for him instantly after his ult. And if you have a high enough refined sack frags, then it's possible that the passive will be up every time Xiao comes out. Every time Xiao comes out of ult, meaning that she can just dump particles into him to refresh him. Jean, while we'll have, of course, synergy with him because you're
consolidating the healer.
And you're consolidating healer, which is valuable. And with how much he's moving around and like the knockbacks we're seeing on his kit, it's possible Bennett might not be super reasonable to play with him, right? Like, it might be hard to keep enemies in Bennett's circle with the amount of mobility and knockbacks we're seeing in this trailer. So we'll see. Like, that'll have to come down to testing. So Jean might be best in slot choice for healer for him for that reason.
Well, I mean, I was even talking about like running, unfortunately, because I hate the sack sword. I hate the way it looks. I hate the way the sack weapons look. But I was even talking about maybe running like a sack sword on Jean.
Yeah.
For double E.
And again, guys, this is us trying to discuss it based on what we are seeing is like basically what we're seeing in the trailer, right? As well as stuff from the pre-launch beta. We aren't discussing any of the like data mine stuff or the leak stuff because we don't want to discuss that kind of stuff. Not only does Mihoyo not want us to, but like none of that's final. We don't want to do any kind of speculation based off of that stuff. But based off of what Mihoyo said is okay to talk about, which is the pre-launch beta info about Xiao and the stuff we're seeing in this trailer, it does strike me that he is likely going to be this hyper-selfish carry that's going to pose this interesting question. Do you focus on getting Xiao ult more quickly so he can just keep ulting and doing huge damage, or do you make each of his ults do bigger chunks of damage by layering transferable damage on him?
I guess it depends on how much damage you have, because if you have enough damage to clear content quickly, like you could speedrun it, then obviously the bigger one would probably be more desirable, because then you can just like clear it and you don't need a second ult.
Yeah, you don't need a second ult. But then,
and I guess it depends on how long the duration of the ult is, you know.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things, like, if you're doing 1 round wipes, then the most important thing is to make sure that 1 round is killing things as fast as possible, right? And hits the thresholds. But for most of us, unless Xiao is, like, obscenely massively overtuned, he will, like, a 1 round wipe on harder late game content won't be feasible for most players.
Right.
And so, the question then becomes, like, well, is Xiao's personal damage worth dropping supports damage, and should I just run 2 or 3 Anemo supports with him to get his ult up because his personal damage is worth it? Or is his personal damage good but not worth it enough that I should be running Xingqiu and Fischl and all this shit with him, right? So that he can have the more powerful, slower rotation ults.
And that's really the question, because if you put a Sucrose on that team, she's basically doing nothing but being a battery for... Because she's not doing damage. Like, let's be real.
Like, she's not and like the EM boost she's giving him isn't gonna help that much Swirl's low damage output.
Right.
So like, yeah, and it just comes down to like that's just things I wanted to preface now that we've seen some official info on like how Xiao is going to look on release, and based off of that and like pre-launch CBT stuff, I just wanted to discuss these things because I know this is going to be a big issue in the content creator community, that everyone's going to see how big his personal damage is, and for people who don't think about or know about or don't like look into, you know, team outputs and how you, because in the end game, your team output is what matters. That's why Razor falls off. He hurts his team even if he's individually doing a lot for a 4-star. And so like your team outputs matter, but for people who don't look at it from that perspective, they'll just see Xiao's big numbers and be like, he's the new most broken character in the game. Everyone pull for him, and he might not be a good choice, because if he is this hyper invested, hyper selfish carry, you have to hyper invest in him. He's not gonna work well because of his selfishness as a cheaper unit. You're gonna have to get into Ascension 5, Ascension 6, Talent 8, Talent 10, whatever. You're gonna have to get him an 80 or 90 weapon. You're gonna have to get him a plus 20 set. Like, you're going to have to hyper invest in him because he's carrying the entire team on his back if this is how his playstyle ends up being, which is what I think it will be.
Okay, we've been on this for like 10, 15,
anyway,
so...
point is, that's the Xiao stuff. All right, go on. Kit definitely looks cool. He looks fun as hell to play. I'm excited to play him.
Yeah, I'm a big Dragoon fan.
Likewise.
In the thousands of years that have passed, I have taken countless raids. If you want no trouble, stay away from me. See me as a weapon and nothing more.
Whoa, Xiao's got some serious moves. I really dig his fighting style. I wonder what his talents will be like.
Yeah, our new playable character might actually seem familiar to our viewers. Many of you may have already encountered him as the mysterious Yaksha Adeptus at Wangshu Inn.
Oh yeah, he's that guy on the balcony that likes almond tofu.
That's him. As a vigilant Yaksha, he has been battling to protect the
Almond
city of
tofu is
Liyue
really good,
for
though.
thousands of years now. He manipulates the animo element and wields a polearm as his weapon.
Oh my gosh, another polearm character? Just like Xiangling and Zhongli!
That's right, and he'll be our first polearm character for the animo element. Let's take a quick look at some of his attack details.
Yes, sounds good.
His charged attack is an upward thrust, and, check this out, Xiao has a special plunging attack. He won't take any plunging damage no matter how high he decides to attack from.
Wait, what? You're telling me that he can just leap off of Mount Hulao and come flying down with his plunging attack without losing any HP? How do I apply that to real life?
Don't try this at home, kids, but essentially, yeah, that's how it works. Also, travelers should note that the height from which he plunges determines how much plunging attack damage he deals.
Oh, nice. So it sounds like the higher he attacks from, the more damage he'll deal.
I mean, that's every character,
The travelers will have to experiment and see. Just be careful out there, guys.
Oh no, I'm not
They really
careful.
want
I'm gonna mark down
Xiao
every enemy
Alfredo to be a
location
thing,
on the
huh?
ground so that way I can
Yeah,
crash
any
it down
C4 albedo
from the
wheelers?
sky like lightning. Boom shakalaka!
I'm pretty sure we already have an achievement for that in game.
Although,
like,
no
hitting an opponent
meme,
after
there
plunging
would
through
be
the
a
air for a certain amount
possible,
of
like,
time.
Wait, really?
once
How did I
per
not know
alt
that?
tech you could do,
Maybe you
where
don't
you
jump off
ult
as
on
things as
top
much
of
as I do.
Alfredo's
Okay,
flower,
wait,
so
hold on, I'm
during the
writing it down,
animation it
Jen.
rises you up and you aren't losing DPS uptime. You know?
Mm.
And then you just fuck it, and then like, you know, after your ults, then you just jump off and do a big nice plunge attack and then do whatever combos end up being good for him. So like that might actually be a tech for him with Alfredo. It's only like a once per ult thing, but it's a thing.
Okay.
Said it's okay to jump off buildings. Got it. Okay,
No,
moving on.
no, don't do that.
Well, Xiao will be the perfect character for the job. Now let's get into his skills.
Alrighty.
Xiao's elemental skill is called Lemniscatic Wind Cycling. In this skill, Xiao lunges forward and deals animo damage to enemies in his path.
So
The skill starts with 2 charges, but the interesting is that Xiao can also perform the skill in mid-air.
Wait, hold on. He can lunge in like mid-air? Does he do parkour? Does gravity just not apply to him or something? My goodness. Oh, by the way, what's that thing Xiao's holding? Is that a mask?
I think so, but it doesn't really look like any ordinary mask. My guess is that it's related to his powers or something.
Well, you're close. It's Xiao's Yaksha mask. When Xiao unleashes his elemental burst, bane of all evil, he dons the mask and takes the form of the vigilant Yaksha at the price of his HP. When Xiao has the Yaksha's mask on, he constantly loses HP, but his jumping ability greatly increases as well as his attack AoE and damage. And not only that, his attack damage converts into anemo damage while he has the mask on.
Oh, so it's like a cruel exchange. Health for more damage. Okay, I got it. A kind reminder to all future Xiao players. Please keep an eye on Xiao's HP when you use his elemental burst. Okay, thanks.
Huh. That's a pretty interesting mechanic. Every new character seems to be bringing something cool to the table. So, when will he be joining the game?
Xiao will be available through his very own character event Wish, which will begin alongside the release of version 1.3 on February 3rd.
So we're gonna get a Kaching banner.
But I'm looking forward to adding him to my team.
And since the Liu and Qixing are helping to coordinate the Lantern Rite events,
Which means we
Kaching
might
will be
get a
seeing her
Jean
first
banner.
ever character
Which
event Wish on
unfortunately means we
February
might get a
17th.
Diluc banner.
Yay, good for her.
Yeah.
Oh
So
no.
next up we have the
Tony,
Lantern Rite
Tony,
events.
put away your wallet.
Jen, this
Tony,
one's
I
all
know you
yours.
want it.
Sure thing. As secretary at the
Unfortunately,
High
Keck
Pavilion,
has some of the
I'd be delighted to
most
inform
meh
you of the details.
5-star cons in the game.
Nice.
No.
Next on the agenda, here comes the event schedule for the Lantern Rite.
Oh yeah, I'm
Tony,
so curious.
put away the
about
MX
what
gravestone.
Like actually entails.
Put away the MX
I mean, look,
gravestone.
it's obviously something related to lanterns. I hope.
Yeah.
Wait a second, pause
Let's
this real
take a
quick.
closer look.
So, is she... Wait, so Xiao's banner's only lasting 2 weeks?
Yes.
Huh.
From the 2nd to the 17th.
Interesting. Huh. Okay. Continue. I am surprised. Yeah, unless they overlap, which is possible.
Let's take a
but
closer
we'll
look.
see.
As you can see here, travelers will be able to receive up to a total of 10 intertwined fates by logging in during
no,
the
no.
login event for version
Wait,
1.3.
No, wait. Oh no.
Yes, more
That's
intertwined
different, this
fates.
is-
In addition to that,
Fortune
travelers will have the
event,
chance
never
to
mind.
obtain one of any of Liyue's current playable 4-star characters through one of the Lantern Rite events.
Wait, any of Liyue's 4-star characters?
Nice.
Okay, let's see. Who do we have?
Okay, yeah, neat.
Ningguang, Beidou, Xiangling, Xingqiu, Chongyun, and Xinyan, right?
Great, I'll take them all.
Hey, leave some for Paimon!
Sorry, Zach. You'll only be able to choose one.
Oh
So
my god, poor
Be sure
Ben.
to choose wisely.
But I'm the traveler.
Why's that?
During the Lantern Rite event period, there will be a variety
Ben
of different
told
events for
100
travelers to participate
times
in.
this
Character
banner
ascension
to get a
materials
Xingqiu
and character
because he has
talent
not managed
upgrade
to get one on
materials
any
will be
of the
available in the event shop during the Lantern
Xingqiu
Rite.
character banners.
And travelers can receive more than 1,600
Poor Ben.
Primo
Sorry, Ben.
Gems by participating
Scoot.
in various events throughout version 1.3.
Yay, more Primo Gems!
Wow, it seems like there'll be a lot going on during the Lantern Rite. Can we get a closer look at some of these events?
Before travelers head to Liyue Harbor to celebrate the Lantern Rite Festival, they'll first need to meet Xiao and join him in his quest to fight demons and protect the city of Liyue.
Well, sounds like
Neat.
Xiao's not getting any time off for the holidays, huh?
Well, with titles like
Is he eating their
Vigilant
souls?
Yaksha and
Conqueror of demons.
off days probably aren't a priority for him.
Oh wait, no, the Hilichos
Well,
have an
you're
evil aura,
probably
I see.
right. Ganyu would like that, though. So it sounds like the first quest of Lantern Rite will basically be Xiao's Take Our Travelers to Work Day.
Yeah, I guess you could put it
Zhao's
that
deep
way.
voice.
Once Xiao's story quest is complete, travelers can officially return to Liyue Harbor to participate in preparations for the Lantern Rite.
Yes, now let's get to the festival!
As its name implies, the Lantern Rite is all about lanterns, and there are several major parts to the festival.
Xiao Market? Wait, hold on. Xiao owns his own market?
Well, no,
Hog.
actually, Xiao has no connection to the Xiao market.
So the names are just a coincidence?
Yep.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
there's
but
actually
please
an
tell me
NPC
there
in
will
game
be
right now.
some goodies
Manager
at the
Xiao
Xiao
or
Market,
Xiao.
and I'm talking about food. I want all the food. Where's all the good food?
All
Yeah,
I can
Zhao's
say
already
is
in the game.
Xiao market will
Okay.
unlock varieties of valuable goods in different stages, but probably not any Paimon burritos.
Sounds good. But what do you mean by stages?
The Lantern Rite's progress will be indicated by 3 different stages in the festival, and travelers will need to complete requests from Lantern Rite Tales to raise Lantern Rite's festive fever.
Festive fever!
Once Festive Fever reaches the set requirements, the next stage will automatically unlock with more quests, storylines, and of course, new goods in the Xiao market as well.
Oh, so it looks like we'll get to experience many stories throughout the Lantern Rite.
Yeah, and with their efforts, travelers will get to release lanterns into the sky alongside the residents of Liyue.
Ah, so that's why there are so many lanterns in the sky.
Wait, back to the Xiao market. Will we be using Mora to buy things?
Actually, the market is an event shop.
Oh, so we have to earn event currency somehow.
That's right. And this is where Theater Mechanicus comes in. Theater Mechanicus will be a new type of event gameplay. Travelers will need to speak with Jin in the Lantern Rite area to try out this new game she has designed. In Theater Mechanicus, travelers will need to deploy things called Mechanici to eliminate incoming enemies. Up to 2 travelers can challenge a stage together.
But it'll also support single player, right?
Yes, it will. Don't worry, we all know you play alone, Zach.
Friends?
Damn.
What are those?
Well, you can always play with us. By completing in-game challenges, travelers may obtain Beneficus sigils, which can be used to upgrade Mechanici or unlock more types of Mechanici. Let's get in the game and check it out.
Wait, tower defense game? Wait, tower defense game?
Oh, so it almost looks like
Pause jam?
Is this Arknights?
Oh, we're playing Arknights now? Pause jam?
Is this Arknights?
Those chess piece thingies are the Mechanici? And are they dealing damage automatically?
Yes, they attack automatically. Travelers
Okay,
can
guys,
win
I'm
the game
now
by using
a,
Mechanici to protect
whatever
their
this is
ley line
named,
monolith
this
from
is
being
all I play now.
destroyed,
Have fun, guys.
preventing monsters from escaping the board.
It looks
Y'all
like
ready
the
to play
Mechanici
more
all do different
expensive
things.
Arknights?
That's right. Different Mechanici have different effects.
So, I got a chance to play Dungeon Defenders Awakened, which is the last one that they just came out with. At TwitchCon, they invited me to play it.
Yeah. Nice.
And so we're like, you're going into this hotel that's right up next to it. It's this big fancy hotel, and you go up and you're going into this giant suite conference room, and they've got a bunch of laptops set up and a bunch of merch. And so I go in, and they're like, "Hey, come sit down and play this game." Okay, so I sit down and play the game. I'm like, "Okay, so this is Tower Defense." I've never heard of Dungeon Defenders before. Never. And I sit down, and you get a character, and then you can build turrets, but you also have this character that can play the game. And I'm literally just running around, melee hitting everything. I'm not placing any turrets. I'm just going over and killing everything myself. And they're like, that's an interesting way to play the game. Like it's working.
Yep. Yeah, we used to.
It'll be important for travel.
I got into tower defense games back when I played a lot of Warcraft 3 mods. I played a lot of the original Dota before, they made standalone versions back when it was a Warcraft 3 mod.
Right.
And there was a pretty popular genre of mods that were hero defense games, where some of them still let you build towers and stuff, but you also had a hero character you picked and, leveled up, increased their power and everything, and used them as well to fight off the waves. It was interesting. Interesting concept.
Warcraft 3.
Yeah, that's where MOBAs came from. Was from the original Defense of the Ancients mod for Warcraft 3.
That is actually not true.
Is that not true? I thought that was the first MOBA.
No, it's like something of Aeons in StarCraft. StarCraft had the original MOBA.
Did they? Did StarCraft have?
Yeah,
a MOBA?
Aeons of Strife. Was
it a mod for StarCraft?
Yeah, it was a mod. It was a map for StarCraft called Aeons of Strife. That was the original.
Mind. I was incorrect. Yes, I guess AOS was the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
Players to build combinations of Mechanici during the game.
But how do we get those Mechanici? I mean, I'm sure they don't just appear out of nowhere.
Nope. Travelers will need to spend Beneficus points to build Mechanici on designated locations.
Got it. So how do we get Beneficus points?
By killing monsters or removing existing Mechanici.
Yep, this is literally
okay.
Dungeon Defenders. What the
That
hell?
also means we can change our deployment of Mechanici during the game.
Exactly. After you eliminate a certain number of enemies,
even in
you'll
tower
have a chance to
defense,
activate
Venti is
Mystic
gonna be
Arts,
overpowered.
Ooh, mystical!
Mystic Arts cost
Please make this
Beneficus
permanent.
points. Some of the Mystic
That's all I
Arts
gotta
enhance
say.
travelers' Mechanici on the field, while others could greatly increase the power of your Mechanici, but not without negative side effects.
So it sounds like there will be
Wait,
some
what
hard
if you just,
decisions to make.
Can you funnel them with
I can feel the
GeoMC?
struggles already.
But
Will you
it
be able
sounds
to
like
funnel
it
them
might
with
be interesting
constructs?
to take some risks.
That'd be
And
great.
of course, if you do win a game of Theater Mechanicus, you'll gain the currency to spend in Xiao Market, called Peace Talismans.
Oh, that's an interesting way to earn event currency. It's less about fighting monsters and more about chess skills. I mean, mechanicite skills. Yeah, that.
That. And there will also be a range of different difficulties for travelers to try, so be sure to give it a go.
Definitely. Let's see. So far, we have a story quest to begin with, followed by loads of requests to complete, lanterns to release, a board game to play, and to top it all off, we have a market to shop in with hopefully lots of food. I love it already.
Use 1 unit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
one
a real
unit,
festival.
but like up to 2 people can play it. So like you can have 2 units.
The question is, do they force you to
I
use
can't wait to
MC,
see
or can you
Liyue
use an
Harbor
actual
completely decked out for the occasion.
Lol, 2
Oh, I
venties.
know. Liyue is
I think they said
already
you can pick
amazing
one.
for taking night shots right now, so I can't wait to see what it looks like with all the lanterns.
Yeah, I am gonna take tons of photos around the city with Ganyu. Speaking of which, it seems the event coordinators had photos in mind too. Aside from the Lantern Rite events, we will also have another festive event called 5 Flushes of Fortune, which will require travelers to take special photos using the Curious Camera. Players will need to speak with Ji Tong in the Lantern Rite event area and claim the Curious Camera from him.
So what will we be doing exactly for this event? Oh my gosh, please tell me we will be snapping pictures of Paimon!
Can you even
quite.
take pictures of Paimon?
During
I don't
the
think you
event,
can.
Ji Tong will have a different photo subject for each day. And travelers
Of
will
course
need
not,
to
she's a
take
dead
photos
fish.
of the designated subject to complete the quest and receive a random photo as a reward. Travelers will have 10 chances a day to take photos with the Curious Camera.
So what's on those random photos? I mean, why would those be a reward for us? They better not be random photos of Paimon.
What's wrong with a full scrapbook of Paimon, Zach?
Nothing.
I mean, I have one. But that's a good question, Zach. Each
That
random
sounds,
photo has a color, and if you collect a complete set of 5 different
Does
colors,
Paimon know
you can
about the
exchange
pictures?
set for a fortune trove from Ji Tong. Hence the name, 5 Flushes of Fortune.
Ooh, fortune trove. I like the sound of that.
Treasure!
Inside each fortune trove, travelers will find some primo gems alongside other random material rewards.
Primo gems? Oh, I'm gonna be all over this event.
Give me them in
Travelers will be able to
Hasbin ores.
exchange for up to 8 fortune
True.
troves. So don't worry, you won't have to grind like crazy.
Yeah, so...
You can tell what stage that people are in their Genshin journey when some people are really excited about this, and then there's you and me and everybody else who's like at the end game where we're like, oh my god, yes.
Give me resources.
Don't
I mean,
worry,
to be
you
fair,
won't
we're
have to grind
also
like crazy.
content creators, so we
yeah,
have
so
the units
am I
we
the
care
only one
about at
who's
this
worried
point.
about not being able to collect all the different sets of colors? You did say that the colors are given randomly.
So this is where friends come in, Zach. Travelers will be able to exchange the colored photos with their friends,
Oh
which is
my
why every
God.
photo will still be useful.
Oh, awesome! So if
Trade.
I have too many photos of a certain color, I can just send them to whoever else who needs them.
That's right.
Looks like I should
Chat
start making
feeds
some
tuner
friends.
your
That's what the
photos.
festive
Feed
season
me
is
your
all about,
photos.
Zach.
Looks
Play
like
with
I
your
finally have a
friends,
reason to
Zach.
add you.
Accept my friend
I'm just kidding.
request, Zach.
Yeah.
Any friends?
on.
No, sorry.
So that's it for the Lantern Rite's main event area. In the next part of our special program, we'll get to see an all-new monster, as well as another...
Wait. Are we gonna get like eBay selling my 1 crimson photo for $5? Are we gonna get the Animal Crossing trading market where it's like, yeah, I've got a... I can't even remember the names of any of the good villagers that people want.
Lol.
What's the name of the cat with the vest?
I don't remember.
Raymond. There you go. Yeah, selling
Zucker.
Raymond 500 Nook tickets.
The only one I remember is
Thank you for the
Zucker
Prime.
because Zucker
Related
is
event.
a takoyaki
Wow, there's
octopus.
The only one that I remember is Marina because she's a pink octopus and she has the same name as a character in Splatoon 2.
Oh, I see.
And then Kiki because she's a black cat and it's a reference to the
Yeah.
Kiki's delivery service.
Yeah.
Already so much new content. Hey, why don't we take a quick break and reward our loyal viewers out there?
Good idea, Zach. I hope you're all ready.
Skip.
Goodies inbound
Skip,
in
fast,
3, 2,
primo.
1.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm gonna fuck this boy up.
He's a mature Geobishop. He doesn't just have sex. He fucks. He fucks. Basically Moss Hunter. True. Oh.
Primo Geobishop.
Oh, so this is actually a Latreon.
Yeah, probably weekly boss. Looks like a weekly boss.
Yeah, it's probably... It's literally a Latreon. Okay.
I can't wait to suffer trying to do Melt Ganyu on this guy.
They literally just added a Latreon. I like it. It's good. Ooh, nice iframe.
As everyone knows, version 1.2 saw the addition of some ferocious, frosty monsters, which I'm pretty sure killed me quite a few times. And version 1.3 will also not disappoint.
Yeah, I also died
more
more
than
than
electrocharge Lisa.
How do you like the all-new monsters in version 1.3, Zach?
Well, I mean, they all look pretty tough, and I feel like I'm gonna die a lot again. But, I mean, look at them. They're covered in rock from head to toe.
Yeah, they're really cool looking, but I'm not sure I want to run into one when I'm out picking flowers. Though, they kind of remind me of Geovishap hatchlings, just bigger and scarier.
Well, Jen, you're getting close. They aren't just hatchlings, but the big mama Geoviships themselves. During the Lantern Rite, the Adventurers Guild has been receiving numerous reports of dangerous Geoviships, and Catherine of Liyue Harbor will be commissioning adventurers to further investigate the matter.
More commissions and investigation.
Nurse Joy will be commissioning
like
us?
We'll have some
Neat.
exploring to do.
Oh yeah, but not quite what you're expecting, Zach. In the Vishaps and Where to Find Them event, Catherine will post 8 different expedition missions each day, from which travelers can choose 4 to complete.
Wait,
so this event will actually be focusing on expeditions.
Yep, and unlike usual expeditions, travelers can dispatch multiple characters in one investigation, with each additional character increasing the possibility of bonus rewards. Also, travelers will even be able to recruit one of their friends' characters as a supporting character.
Ooh,
oh, neat.
All the more reason to make friends in game. I guess I should be glad that I don't need to investigate those Geoviships in person.
Wrong again.
Huh?
As you progress through the expeditions, you will unlock On the Hunt challenges to track down Geoviships and confront them directly.
And once again, we'll probably get killed.
And I thought the hatchlings are already tricky enough.
Oh, I know, right? But that's not all. The Primo Geoviship is gonna emerge into that as a boss!
An even tougher Geoviship as a boss.
Yup.
Well, I'm ready.
Oh, so it's a world boss.
Well, baby.
It's like a flower. It's like Regisvine. Or a
You might
Geocube.
need a little bit of practice for this one, but it's still fun to have new challenges.
Yeah, for sure. I'll give it a go.
All right.
Damn, dude, he was
that's
just
what we have for
sleeping.
new
Fuck.
monsters and events in version
Yeah,
1.3,
just
and
chilling
I'm
in
already
his
super
pad.
excited for everything we've covered
God
so
damn.
far, but we still have some more features
Rude.
to introduce to everyone.
Well then, allow me to guide our viewers through these final features.
Take us through it, Zach.
First up, a brand new Living Beings category will be added to the archive. It will showcase info about any living beings that travelers have defeated, or discovered so far.
Only
Travelers will be able-
AR-45?
It will showcase these final features.
Take us through it, Zach.
First up,
Come on, Zach. You need to get some more game time in, man. Only AR-45?
a brand new Living Beings category will be added to the
I mean, being that
archive.
they're at
It will
0
showcase info
experience,
about
I'm
any
pretty
living
sure
beings
this
that
is a
travelers
custom
have
mod
defeated,
account.
caught, or
Jinx
discovered so
comes
far.
in and ruins the
Travelers
joke.
will be
Okay.
able to check out the cool 3D models of those creatures. The total number
Oh, this
of
is
each
cool.
creature
This is like
defeated,
this is like
and check
Smash
previous
trophies.
tutorials. In addition,
Yeah.
there will also be a
Little
separate
archive.
section for
Little
any
monster
wildlife travelers
archive.
have encountered.
Does that include those cute little doggies I've seen in game? I've been naming them.
We'll have to wait for version 1.3 and see.
I'll definitely be checking to see if there's any wildlife I missed because I love cute little animals.
I don't know how it'd be
So
possible for me to be
question is,
missing wildlife at this
Which
point.
category would Paimon go in?
Oh, is there a snacks category?
Hey, how many times am I gonna say this?
Oh, maybe I'm missing the cats and dogs. Who knows?
I like how he says. So Ganyu's like, oh, is there a category for the dogs? And then Zach's like, oh, I guess we just gotta wait and find out. 30 seconds later.
Alright, our next new feature will be some additions to our Traveler profile screen. After the version 1.3 update, each Traveler will have their current number of achievements and Abyss progress displayed to other Travelers via their profile screen. They can also select up to 8 characters to display via their character showcase.
Oh, neat.
If they wish, Travelers can make detailed information about their characters visible to other Travelers by enabling Show Character Details. Showcase characters info, including attributes, weapons, artifacts, constellations, and talents will be visible to other Travelers.
Oh, that's so cool. So friends will
Be
finally
jealous
be
at how
able to
lucky
easily
slash
check out each
much
other's
money I've
character
spent.
builds.
Yeah.
R5
this will make it a
Amos
lot
bow,
easier to
by
learn
the way.
from other travelers and improve our own characters.
That's right. And in addition to all the new features...
Wait,
version
R5 Amos
1.3
bow
is
and then
also
plus
gonna make-
12 level 4 with no cons?
Clear case here of whale account who doesn't know how to invest properly. Classic whale account.
Classic.
R5 Amos bow plus 12 4-star 5-set gear. Classic whale. I can so nice our Abyss 12 because I
Ascending your
spent way too
characters
much money
easier
on this
than ever.
game situation.
Yep, I want to know that. Tell me that. I want to know more.
During the Lantern Rite Festival, Timaeus of Mondstadt makes a breakthrough in elemental transmutation, allowing travelers to use an item called Dust of Azoth to exchange character ascension materials of one element to those of another via crafting.
So if I'm missing character
Archer
ascension
Dane, thank you
materials
for
of
the
a certain
prime.
element,
And
I
Jan
can use
Bubbles
Dust
and
of
Ninja
Azoth
Bits.
to exchange what I have on hand for the materials I need?
Basically, yeah.
That's gonna be a real time
Shit, I missed that. Sorry.
But there's more. Travel of another via crafting.
So if I'm missing character ascension materials of a certain element, I can use Dust of Azoth to
You can't
exchange
hear
what
me
I have on
eating
hand
chips,
for
right?
the
I'm trying to
materials
stay
I
away
need?
from the mic when I do it.
Basically,
Yeah, I can't hear you.
That's gonna be a real time
This is
saver.
nice. I mean, if you have like
There's more.
characters that you
Travelers
just don't.
Adventure rank 31 and above will be
Oh
able
yeah,
to
it's really
receive
nice,
a quest
especially
from
because like
Mulan
the
and Liyue Harbor
the
called
gemstones have such
Tianzhou
an
Treasure Trail.
egregiously low drop rate. So if you get a random gemstone for a different for like a different unit you don't ever intend on A6ing, it's really nice to be able to convert them.
Yeah. Okay.
After completing this quest, travelers will receive a new gadget called the Parametric Transformer, which can be used to transmute materials.
Transmute them into what?
I'll leave this one to our adventurers to discover in version 1.3. There could be some surprises.
Oh shit!
Oh, it's so good to know we'll have more options for obtaining materials in version 1.3.
And I'm not even
Let
finished
me
yet.
transmute into crystal.
Last but
Let me
not
transmute
least,
into crystal.
there will
Let
be
me
a
transmute into
ley line
crystal.
overflow.
So what you're saying is every single day I'm gonna clear out every enemy in the map, and then I'll transmute it into enhancement ore, and then I repeat until I die. Okay, cool.
Once per week.
Event in version 1.3.
Jung.
During this event, travelers can gain double rewards
Thank
from
you for the prime.
overflowing blossoms of wealth or blossoms of revelation 3 times daily.
So that means
Oh,
more
weekly? Okay, so then I'll just clear everything on the map every day, and then once a week. There you go. Okay.
Aura.
And character experience materials as well.
Teeth.
Yeah.
Thank you for the prime.
It'll definitely be easier to level up characters in
Oh,
version
thank you for
1.3.
converting to a tier 1.
I'm already thinking about all the new team combinations using the characters I haven't leveled up yet.
Yeah, I think we can take advantage of this update to work on all our new characters.
And with that in mind, I think it's time that we give our last
Give
redeemable
me more.
code.
But before we do that, I just want to remind our viewers that our final section will be about some new soundtracks, so be sure to stay tuned.
Okay, ready? Code inbound in 3, 2, 1. Let's go!
And we're back. Thanks everyone for staying with us.
Especially now that all the redeemable codes
What
have
new
been
characters?
handed out.
Kekmok,
Because that's part
Kekmok.
of our special program, we'll be sharing some brand new tracks from version 1.3. Are you excited?
You know it, Genshin's music never lets me down.
Let's get right to the music and let the notes do the talking.
Let's have a listen. Maestro. Do-do-do-do.
This shit is the bop.
Wait, the rest of the video is music? Really? Oh. Wait, is it really?
Tell you what, if we hit 200k subscribers on YouTube, I will record a video of me dancing to that bop.
If we hit 200,000, I'll fly to Atlanta and dance with you to that bop. Where's Zhongli's music? That's what I want to hear. Venti cosplay? Probably not an Venti cosplay, but do remember, if we ever somehow hit 2,000 subs on Twitch, I do have to do a 2B cosplay.
There is a joke somewhere about Venti enjoying a moist butt, because if you've ever sat on moss, it's really damp.
Okay, seriously, is this all music?
You can never have enough Genshin.
Okay, here we go.
Wow, really great music. You can never have enough Genshin tunes. And I hate to say it, but it's time for us to wrap up the show.
Aww.
So, Jen, how did you enjoy your first special program for Genshin Impact?
Cool, Xiao?
Oh my gosh. I loved watching the special program for version 1.2, and it was even more fun to be in one myself. It's been a blast hanging out with you and Core, talking about all the new stuff coming in version 1.3. And not just because we look really cute in chibi form. It was so awesome to learn about all the new features, and yeah, I just love that we'll get to experience such a festive series of events in the game.
Kudos to our developers. I'm just so amazed at how much content we have to share with each update.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for watching the Genshin Impact version 1.3 special program. We wish you all a great time in the coming adventures. Stay safe. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. See you in version 1.3.
Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, yeet. Neat. Cool. Xiao's coming out. WHO Who Tao. And cool event stuff. More story stuff, more things to play. Yay. Yay. Ka-ching banner, which confirms they are going to put standard characters on event wishes moving forward. Which means that, for those of you who really want those 5 stars, probably at this point better to save primos up and wait for them to come on banner, since this does show a precedent that they will. Neat.